Everything's safe. Your
But I need to know if my sister's safe, bro.
Next, let's go.
Why are you acting like this?
I'm a little nervous because I don't like cops.
Why?
I have anxiety. They've done things to me.
Painful view at Robb Elementary, Uvalde, Texas. Whether you were there or not, the pain of the Uvalde school shooting remains fresh. It was on the 12th of July, 2022, around noon, when the vehicle you see at the top of the screen roars into view, raising a plume of dust. He goes off-road and security officers move quickly to offer support to the driver, but their reaction moments later is the beginning of what will go down as one of the worst shooting events ever recorded. The character, armed and dangerous, makes his way from the wreck. He ambles along the ridgeline, making his way towards the school unperturbed. His name is Salvador Ramos, an 18-year-old former student who had walked the halls of Robb Elementary in the past. Now inside, Salvador makes his way through the hallway of Robb Elementary and soon lets off a salvo of bullets while a child watches from the other direction. Watch this heart-stopping moment as a child comes into view. You might even let out a sigh of relief when you notice that the shooter is shooting in a different direction and the child has a small window to escape to safety, which he promptly took. A barrage of gunshots can be heard piercing the peace of the now empty hallway. Time continues to tick away and there's no sign that anyone is coming to aid the kids locked within these walls. The shooting doesn't stop. The shooter only takes intermittent breaks and goes back to shooting once again. Just when you think it's never going to end, the cavalry finally arrives, rushing through the hallway towards the overwhelming gunshot sounds. His firepower is too much for the cops who are seen running back quickly to take up positions at the entrance, waiting for that inevitable return. When he doesn't come, they go on the offensive once more. You can still hear the shooter going at it while the cops try to get their act together. For over an hour, these cops couldn't stop Salvador. The Nashville Case, Nashville, Tennessee. When you see police officers storming the hallways of an elementary school, you already know something is not right. This is Covenant School, a private Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee, where a shooter had entered earlier. The shooter was a former student of Covenant School, drove into premises armed heavily with 3 firearms, 2 rifles and a pistol. The shooter arrived at the school at around 9:54 a.m., parked in the lot and sent an Instagram message to a friend stating that she plans to die on that day. A few minutes after 10 a.m., they make their way into the building by shooting out a side door. You can see the shooter making their way into the building. Reports shown that the individual is identified as Audrey Elizabeth Hale. Watch as the shooter shoulders the weapon, going through the hallway, seeking targets. The police received an active shooter report a few minutes past 10 and responded immediately. The moment the officers arrive, a teacher is there to explain the situation of things.
The kids are all locked down, but we have 2 kids that we don't know where they are.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
While all the kids have been secured and locked in a safe place, there are 2 kids that the teachers cannot locate yet. They breach quickly and commence a search for the shooter.
Yes.
Into my window, so they're upstairs.
Hey. Give me 3. Let's get 3.
All the way down this hall, listen, it's Fellowship Hall. The end of this hall is Fellowship Hall. They just said they heard gunshots down there, and then upstairs are a bunch of kids.
Let's go. I need 3.
One more!
Let's go.
The officers of the Metro Police tear through classrooms and bathrooms, announcing themselves each time in keeping with the rules of the trade. It's a high-octane situation, and with each door they open, you fear what's to come. The alarms are going crazy as the officers move from one room to the next, clearing the ground floor quickly.
Bathroom, small bathroom. Clear.
Next, let's go.
Show me your back.
Door. With me.
Hold the door.
Next.
Like this.
Open it. I got it.
Bathroom.
Let's go.
Come out. We're going right now. Let's go.
Just move right. Cover left. Take this with me. No, that's locked. take this door. Take this door. Take it. It's upstairs. It sounds like it's upstairs. Go.
As they move up the stairs to the second floor, you can hear the gunshots from the shooter's gun going off. Andre was an illustrator and graphics designer before this incident, and there's reports that they'd lost a dear friend and possible romantic partner, which many believe set them off. Upstairs, the cops find and shoot Audrey, who still had a weapon in their hand. The move towards the second floor can be seen from a different angle. Watch as the officers breach the building, make their way to the second floor to end what was a terrible day in Nashville. 3 children and 3 adults died that day in Covenant School. Here are photos of the weapons the shooter was armed with. The murder of Colleen Ritzer, Danvers, Massachusetts. Colleen Ritzer was a math teacher at Danvers High School. She was 24 years old on the day this recording was made, the day she breathed her last in the most brutal of ways. It's the 22nd of October, 2013, and Colleen had stayed back after school to help students who needed her assistance with their math. 14-year-old Philip Chisholm was one of those students who needed extra tutoring. He'd only recently moved to Danvers from Tennessee, and the teacher was eager to help the student make some progress. As Colleen makes her way to the bathroom, Philip follows. He stabbed her 16 times from behind and is soon seen running about to clear his mess. You can see him carrying what should be Miss Ritzer's bags and his, then he returns soon with a large recycling bin. He stuffs Ritzer into the bin and can be seen dragging her across the street to a wooded area. Minutes later, Chisholm changes into new clothes, showing that this wasn't a crime of opportunity, but a premeditated murder. Philip went to a Wendy's and saw a movie afterwards, all paid for with the credit cards that they stole from Miss Ritzer. He was caught by an officer who found the bloody box cutters he'd used on Miss Ritzer's, and everything unraveled from there. He was sentenced to 40 to 60 years in prison with the possibility of parole. The Arizona Scare, El Mirage, Arizona. With the increased incidence of school shootings happening all around the United States, parents and guardians are moments away from a panic episode. It gets worse when there's some real danger lurking in the shadows. On the 12th of August, 2022, a gunman attempted to gain access to the premise of Thompson Ranch Elementary School in El Mirage, Arizona. The school went on full lockdown the moment the shooter was sighted and he was forced to flee. Law enforcement responded quickly, maintaining the lockdown to ensure the safety of the kids. You can hear the 911 call that alerted the police to the danger at Thompson Elementary.
911, do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, we have a person with a gun at the back of our cafeteria door trying to enter the premises.
Okay, and you're at Dysart Elementary?
Thompson Ranch Elementary, 11800 West Thompson Ranch Road. We're in full lockdown. We don't know. It was reported to the front office. I'm in the front office. It was in our cafeteria, which is a distance.
So nobody actually seen a male with a gun? It's just a report?
No, it's a report by our cafeteria manager that a male with a gun was trying to enter the cafeteria doors from our rear entrance.
The police responded quickly, surrounding the campus and securing the perimeter.
Police! Police department!
The moment news filtered into the ears of parents and guardians, all hell broke loose.
I'm responsible for my little sister, bro. This is bullshit, bro.
Listen, we have officers inside. Everything's safe. Your
But I need to know if my sister's safe, bro.
One of the first adults to arrive on the scene was Vincent Raul Castaneda, the man in a cap and blue t-shirt. He explains that he's there for his little sister, and while the officers explain the situation and assured Castaneda that his sister is safe, he's not satisfied.
Did you guys get him?
He's not in the school. Yeah. No alarms were set. He is not in the school. But they're still clearing the school just to be safe. I can promise you he did not make it on grounds before we got him locked out. Okay? He came from the back. It was locked down right away, and I went out the back. He came out the front. There is no way he got into our school. Okay? I promise you he's okay. And there's officers in there clearing just to be safe. But he did not enter our school. I can promise you. He did not enter the campus. Okay?
As soon as we're able to get her out to you, we will, okay?
Yeah, okay, but I promise you, he did not get on campus. She's okay.
Feel free to park your truck right there, like in the parking spot. So if we need to get any cars in here, but you can hang out right there, okay?
Yeah, but again, I promise you, he did not get on campus, okay?
He wanted to see for himself, but they won't let him in. He returns to his car.
Listen. Hey,
Stop!
Everybody!
The vicinity is soon teeming with parents and guardians all seeking to see their kids or wards. Jonathan Vincent Davis is not taking it lightly with the cops. He's really agitated and goes as far as attempting to scale the school fence.
I want to go get my sister. You guys don't even know where to do that, and you guys are...
The agitated parents aren't helping matters. They're causing tempers to flare, and their utterances are making the other parents worry. An officer tries to explain this to Davis, but he wouldn't listen.
You're getting people to start to panic.
Hey,
I need you to
you need to
leave.
back up, man.
Panic.
You need to back up. 6 feet. Come on, bro.
Leave.
You know better.
Leave.
Come on.
Now. I'm not going nowhere till I get my sister. Leave. I'm not leaving.
You can see Castaneda joining Davis as they become more confrontational with the police. It's at this time that the gun which Castaneda hid in his waistline was revealed and the officers tase him. You can hear the officers yelling gun and several parents taking cover. The agitation and confrontation raged on outside even more after this, many refusing to calm down even at the request of the parents who were more understanding of the situation. Here Davis's mother tried to calm him, but he wouldn't listen. As the officers tried to arrest Castaneda, Davis attempted to intervene and was tased. 3 parents were arrested on this day, including Castaneda and Davis. Before we get to the last clip, if you watched this far, consider subscribing to the channel. We post new videos about real-world events, keeping you informed of crime, danger, and what you can do to avoid it. 3 to the chest, Pueblo West, Colorado. Richard Ward suffers from anxiety. You can hear him say he suffers from that when an officer asks him why he's acting a certain way.
I'm just messing with you, man. Why are you touching my arm, bro? Let go.
Why are you acting like this?
I'm a little nervous because I don't like cops.
Why?
I have anxiety. They've done things to me.
What have they done to you?
Stop resisting when you're not resisting.
Was that PD or us?
Who knows?
Because we're different, right? We're the SO.
I don't know. You treat us all. I mean, I'm not just trying to distract you, nothing, but it's just like, I'm just a normal guy just trying to get my brother, you know?
You said we treat you?
He also explains that he's come to pick up his brother. This is all happening at the parking lot of Liberty Point International Middle School.
I'm just here to pick up my little brother, man. I like to.
So,
who did I just disrupt by trying to get my brother?
Well, they said that you were going around trying to mess with doors and open up cars.
No, dude, the car looked. I thought. Oh my God.
So what'd you do? I just want to hear your side of the story, man.
Oh, you're talking, dude. I straight up thought that was my freaking my car. That's all it was.
You thought it was your car over here, and you were looking for your brother, but
I straight up thought that was my car.
Okay.
I seen the
and
people
what
in it.
car was it?
I thought it was my mom. I was yelling at her. I thought because I knew she was in there. I don't even know that lady.
There was a report that he had tried to get into cars that didn't belong to him, and he tries to explain to the cops that it was simply a case of mistaken identity where he thought the car belonged to his mother. When the officer asked if he has any weapons on him, Ward was unable to answer and was rummaging through his pocket.
Do you have any weapons? Do you have any weapons?
I don't think so. I had a pocket.
You don't think so? Don't pull them out.
The cops are spooked and drag him out of the car and pin him to the ground. The cop shoots him 3 times in the chest. You can hear one of the people in the car asking, "Did you guys shoot him?" and the voice of Ward's mother saying he didn't have a weapon on him. Imagine the pain of watching police officers shooting your son in your presence.
Stop moving.
Did you shoot him? Did you guys shoot him?
No weapon was found on Ward except his anxiety medication, which he was probably rummaging for when the cops thought he was reaching for a weapon. In a disgusting lack of justice, the cop who killed Ward was cleared of all wrongdoings and received a Purple Heart Award for his bravery.